Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, so today we're cutting right to it. Unlocking passive income specifically through merch by Amazon.
Yeah, exactly.
We know you want the essential info fast. And this deep dive is kind of a shortcut to understanding this whole online opportunity. It could be pretty lucrative.
It really could.
Yeah.
The core idea is simple, right? Use your creativity, or interestingly, even AI now
Right, AI.
to make
Right.
designs. Amazon puts them on products, sells them, and you get paid for each sale.
And that passive income appeal, it's huge. Plus, this platform seems pretty accessible potentially.
It is once you get approved. That's the first hurdle, really.
Okay, so getting approved, we actually looked at some application letters people sent to Amazon. Gives a real feel for how people pitch themselves.
Yeah, those are interesting. You see what they focus on. Like letter one, the applicant was stressing their professionalism, design background, software skills.
They mentioned selling on social media already, right? I
Right.
saw Amazon as the next level.
Exactly. And then letter two, that was more of a family business story. Already doing t-shirts, wanted to get online, scale up via Amazon.
They mentioned specific software too, Photoshop, Illustrator, and big goals, aiming for high sales tiers.
Definitely ambitious.
Yeah.
So those letters show the intent to get in, but what if you've tried and didn't get approved?
Yeah, that rejection can be tough,
Yeah.
discouraging. So what's the strategy then if you want to try again?
Okay, so if you've been rejected, the advice generally points towards starting fresh, digitally speaking.
Fresh how? Like completely new info.
Pretty much. Think a new email address, different phone number if possible, and ideally applying from a different IP address, maybe even a different computer entirely.
A different computer. Wow. Okay. And IP address, how do you manage that?
Well, using a different network, maybe a friend's place, or even using things like VPNs or proxies, often suggested to be based in, say, EU countries. There are tools online too.
Tools.
Yeah, like whoare.net. You can check your IP's disguise score. You'd want it pretty high, like 90, 100%, just to be safe.
Huh. Okay. And you mentioned FIN numbers. Does it have to be from the country you're applying for?
Not necessarily for the initial application, interestingly. You could potentially use a free service like TextNow for a US number, even if you're applying for, say, Merch France.
Really? So apply for France with a US number?
It seems possible, yeah. The key is you save that number because you'll need it for the first login after approval.
Ah, okay. But wait, if you get approved using like a French application with a US number, what then? Are you stuck with French settings?
No, that's the crucial part. Once you're approved, you can go in and change all the details, your country, your bank info, everything back to your actual information.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So the initial application details are more about getting past the gatekeepers, sort of.
Kind of seems that way. It's strategic. Another big tip is about your browser history before you even apply.
My browsing history, how does that matter?
The thinking is Amazon's algorithms might check it. So spend some time searching for design stuff, t-shirt ideas, maybe look around Etsy, eBay, even Amazon itself for merch.
So you look like someone genuinely interested in designing and selling.
Exactly. It adds a layer of perceived legitimacy, perhaps.
Yeah.
Makes your application look more relevant.
Got it. And you mentioned applying multiple times.
Yeah, using different info, maybe from family or friends if they're willing,
Yeah.
increases your chances statistically.
Right. So, okay, you navigate all that, you finally get approved, then what? That's when the good stuff starts, right? The passive income.
That's the goal. Once you're in, it shifts entirely. Now it's about getting designs up that people actually want to buy.
And this is where the AI comes in strong because making hundreds of designs sounds like a lot of work.
A ton of work, traditionally. But now, AI tools have exploded. You can prompt an AI, give it ideas, keywords,
And it just generates designs for you.
pretty much. Maybe needs some tweaking, but it can generate a huge variety incredibly quickly. Things you might never have thought of.
So the process is like use AI for designs, upload them to merch, set your price, and that's it.
Largely, yes. Amazon handles printing, shipping, returns, customer service. You just collect the royalties when something sells. It's potentially very hands-off once set up.
Imagine building a portfolio of AI assisted designs, each one a little income stream. That's powerful.
It really is. And, theory is one thing, but we actually connected with someone who went through this whole arc.
Oh, really? Someone who got rejected first.
Yeah, exactly. Got rejected, felt that disappointment, but then used some of these reapplication strategies we've been talking about.
And it worked.
It did. They got approved. So let's actually bring him in for a moment to share that experience.
Yeah. Hi. That first rejection, it definitely stung. You put effort into the application, talk about your skills, and then nothing. It was a real letdown.
I can imagine. So what made you decide to try again, and what specifically did you do differently?
Well, I wasn't quite ready to just give up on the idea. I started looking around online, found some advice, kind of like what you guys were just discussing. The whole digital fresh start idea really stood out.
The new email,
Yeah.
maybe different IP, that sort of thing.
Exactly that. Using a new email, being careful about the IP address. I actually used a different machine just in case. And that browser history thing, too. I consciously spent time looking at t-shirt designs on places like Etsy and Amazon before I submitted the second application.
Making yourself look like an active, interested designer beforehand.
Yeah, trying to signal that I was serious, not just some random application. And honestly, I wasn't sure it would work, but I went through the steps.
And the result?
Approved. It was such a relief, honestly. Like, okay, now I can actually get started. It felt like unlocking a door.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So now that you're in, how has it been? Especially with these AI tools becoming so prominent for design.
Oh, it's been amazing, actually. The AI stuff, it's a total game changer. I'm not the world's best graphic designer, but with AI, I can generate ideas and actual designs way faster than I ever could alone.
So it speeds things up dramatically.
Massively. I can explore different niches, try out styles I wouldn't normally attempt. It lets me build up my portfolio on merch much, much quicker. It doesn't replace needing good ideas, but it executes them so fast.
It lowers that barrier to entry, right? The technical skill barrier.
Completely.
Yeah.
It's helping me actually see that passive income start to build. It's still work uploading and managing, but the design creation part is just streamlined. It's pretty incredible.
Thanks so much for sharing that. That really brings it home.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. Getting past that approval hurdle, using the strategies, and then leveraging tools like AI to actually build the income stream. That's the potential pathway.
So wrapping up, the main point is clear. Getting approved for merch by Amazon, it's just step one. The real opportunity unfolds after that, building passive income streams.
And AI has made the design part, which used to be a major bottleneck for many, way more accessible. It's democratizing it in a way.
Absolutely. Now, we've covered a lot of ground, especially on the application strategies. But if you want a much deeper dive, more specific step-by-step guides on the whole process,
from applying to designing with AI to uploading and managing,
we've linked a detailed ebook right in the description below this video. It covers everything much more thoroughly.
Definitely worth checking out if you're serious about